The use of appropriate video content in this video is solely for educational purposes.
Hi friends, today we are going to understand PMKID capture and attacking Wi-Fi. In the traditional way of attack, what we used to do, we used to de-authenticate client from the access point and again wait for the client to do four-way handshake. Once client initiate four-way handshake, attacker capture the four-way handshake and use that four-way handshake to brute force or to guess the password. This type of attack is a noisy attack in which de-authentication and capturing the four-way handshake has to be done. There is a more silent attack is known as PMKID capture and attack. So let's come and try to understand how it occurs. Let me draw it. So let's try to understand by drawing the diagram. So we have to understand PMKID capture. Okay, what is the process? Okay, so here you can see this is a client device, access point 1. These are the two floor. One floor is ground floor and one floor is first floor. There is access point B and access point A. Suppose client has connected access point A. After four-way handshake, client has to keep PMKSA with him. Client and access point both will keep PMKSA with them. This is known as PMK Security Association. This will be kept by client and this will be kept by access point. You need to understand you have to enable the feature of PMKSA caching, PMKID caching. Generally, resident Wi-Fi's do not enable this feature. So these features mostly enabled by IT companies or big organization where location was there like multiple floor, multiple area to coverage most of the area. There it will be more than one access point and this PMK cache needed for freely roaming the employees from one floor to other floor. Now suppose this client want to go to floor 1, right? If client will go to floor 1, then the coverage area of this access point is only floor T, right? So in floor 1 it will not be there. So here when it will go back to floor 1, then again the connection will be happen using four-way handshake, right? Again four-way handshake will happen, right? And again the client, remember there is a critical meeting in the office in floor G, ground floor. Then he has to come back again, right? Again there will be four-way handshake. So to avoid this repeated four-way handshake and to avoid this lag off, there was a concept known as PMK caching. In PMK caching, access point keep the PMK ID as a cache. So PMKSA nothing is consists of PMK ID plus other parameters, right? When again in ground floor client will come, then access point will ask this client about his PMK ID. Client will share with him PMK ID and then the connection will be established without any four-way handshake. Okay, so hope you understand how without any four-way handshake it is happening. So now think as a perspective of hacker, of an attacker. So in perspective of attacker, in general condition we have to de-authenticate the client and we have to wait for the four-way handshake of the client. We have to wait for the four-way handshake from the client and we have to capture the four-way handshake, right? So in case of PMKID capture, we don't have to interrupt anybody. We just need to scan the access point and gather the PMKID. We no need to do any de-authentication. We no need to do any four-way handshake capture. We just have to capture this PMKID. That's all. And once the PMKID is captured, then we can enumerate, we can retrieve the password. So what's the method of retrieving the password? Let's go. So from the PMKSA, we will retrieve the PMKID. We will guess Wi-Fi passphrase using dictionary. Again, create PMK hash, create PMKID hash, and compare with the retrieved PMKID. So let me show you. So this is the normal PMK caching algorithm. This is PMKSA packet. Okay, so this part is PMKID. This pass is access point MAC address. This part is client MAC address. This is SSID, and this is a message pair. Right. So we will retrieve this PMKID. Okay, and keep it with us. Attacker will retrieve this PMKID. Now, what attacker will do? Attacker will, by guessing the password from this process, from guessing the password dictionary, it will create PMK hash, create a PMKID, and again compare this PMKID with the retrieved PMKID, right? With the retrieved PMKID means it will be compared with this PMKID. Hope you understood completely how it works. So this is the message structure. Here is WPA01. This is PMKID, and this is the access point MAC address. This is the client MAC address, and this is a message pair. Right. So now I will retrieve this PMKID, and I will create a PMKID with my guest password, list of password, and match with this ID. Hope you understand what I mean to say. If you still not understand, just you have to understand PMKID is HMAXA 128 of PMK, PMK name, MAC address of access point, and MAC address of client. So in this, you have to create this PMK hash. In my previous YouTube video, I have explained you so how PMK is created, right? If you go and refer to that video, you can understand that. And also about four-way handshake, I have explained you in my previous video. Both the video I will put in the description of this video. Hope you will go and understand. So you know the complete process of enumerating or attacking PMKID capture. Let's go and do it practically. So guys, time is running. I will do one thing. I will go to my parking area. There in my car there is an access point. In the parking area, I'm going to show you the demo of capturing PMKID. Let's see. So Airgeddon mode 2. We select monitor mode. Yeah. So option 2. Now it will convert it to monitor mode. Select 5 for handshake PMKID tools menu. I selected 5. Select 4. You can see it is capturing all the surroundings Wi-Fi network. The good part of Wi-Fi is can select multiple target, but in Airgeddon we can select only single target. Just try. So we have a target LMC at. Oh, here already captured LMC. LNC SC has captured. Now crack in Airgeddon 4. Okay, yeah, Airgeddon also selected LNG. The target and 5 capture PMKID. Wait for some time. We'll do offline brute force. It's captured. You can see. Congratulations. So we are able to capture. We'll go home and try password force. Friends, come start hacking the PMKID. So we got our PMKSA message. So I'm going to use tools. One is Hashcat, one is crack PMKID.py, and one more is pmkidcracker.py. So you can see here, this is the PMKID, and this part is access point MAC address, this client device MAC address, and the last one, the hacks of XSID hacks. So hexadecimal part of it. So let's convert it. So I am copied, convert it here. So you can see LMG remembered the same which cracked in parking. So now we will go, and yeah, here you can see pmkidcracker.py TP access point MAC address, client MAC address, and this is the PMKID, right? And for crack PMKID, I have given the PMKID access point name, this access point MAC address. So I am copying it and clear it. So let's go first. So here it's cracked. So you can see here the password for LMGSC. The password is Minecraft. We got successful the password. Let's see in the Hashcat how it works. Hashcat -m 22,000. This is used for PMKID crackers or target file. Let's bring the target file. You know that Hashcat used a lot of space, lot of GPU power, but we don't have in the machine the GPU power. Then also I will try. I copied it. Okay, we got it. So this is password is a Minecraft.